everybody, welcome back. Here in the shop today, and we are going to get started on something I think a lot of people have been interested in and kind of waiting for. We are going to fit a aftermarket Harley Davidson style Springer onto a Honda Shadow 600. I'm pretty sure this will work on all of the VT and VLX 600s from, I want to say they started in 88 all the way to 2003 or 4 or something like that. I don't know the exact years off the top of my head, but this is not a job I have done before. I've fit Springers and odd front ends to all different kinds of bikes, so there's nothing new there. But the actual process that I'm going to take to get this particular front end on this bike, I'm going to kind of work through here on the video today. I have a general idea what I'm going to do. I am going to be using the Shadow tapered roller bearing set from All Balls, and we're going to make some adapters to fit that to the 1-inch stem, rather than trying to use the bearings from the 1-inch stem and adapting them to the neck. Just for me, I find it's usually easier to use the bearings that go to the neck and then make it work on the stem. Just from the experience I've had fitting random front ends to other bikes. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We got a 2-under Springer. This particular one came from Midwest Motorcycle Supply. I use them a lot. I'm a dealer for them. But it's very similar to any of the Springers you get from any of the aftermarket companies, DNA and whoever else. So anyway, we're going to get some parts gathered together and jump out into the shop and see what we can't figure out as far as getting this thing fit. Alright guys, so we're out here in the shop. We got our Shadow here. We already got the stock front end torn down. We got our All Balls bearing kit. Part number for this is 22-1020, in case anybody needs that. We're going to go ahead and get our bearing races installed in the neck. So, find the driver that fits our bearing. Alright, so we got our new tapered steering stem bearing races in the frame. Next thing we're going to do is get our Springer front end out so we can measure up our neck and compare it to our bearings. Alright, so we got our bottom bearing, which will go on here. Very sloppy right now. And we got our top bearing, which will go on here, which is also got some slop. that works out good for us, because what we're going to do is machine some spacers to make the inside of our new bearings the same diameter as the steering stem, which is 1 inch. Alright, so neck slides right out on these front ends. It's held in with a set screw. So pulled the neck out, we got our bearings. We're going to head on over to the lathe and machine some spacers. Like I said, one's going to go here to take up this slop, and then we're going to get one up here to take up this dimension, which is going to be a much thinner spacer. And once we do that, we're going to need to, we'll get it attached, but we're going to have to extend the length of these bars and probably extend the length of this neck just a touch, which I think we'll do with our top nut. I got kind of an idea on how to do that. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. We're going to head on over. First things first, get this bearing reducers made for the stem. Alright, so we got this little piece of 1.25 inch steel round tube. It's going to be perfect to make both of our bearing adapters. First thing we're going to do is throw it in the lathe, get it faced off, squared up, and then we'll start figuring out our sizes. First dimension is done. Now we got to open up the inside to fit onto the stem.
Just a quick interruption in the video here. I want to tell you about how to enter to win. As I said in a couple previous videos, we're going to pop this information in the middle of all of our videos here and there, just to let people know how to enter, and it'll get people to watch the videos, as you got to watch and find where the information is. So it's going to be real simple. You don't have to buy anything, doesn't cost you anything. You just need to send an email. I'm going to try to get the email on the screen here. I'm not a super tech whiz, so we'll see how that goes, but the email address is pretty straightforward. It's gaddysgaragegiveaway@gmail.com. So all you have to do, send one email. In the email, subject line, giveaway, and in the body of the email, your name, address, telephone number. That's it. You don't actually even need to give your whole address if you don't want. Just let's scratch the address. Let's give your name, your city and state, and a contact phone number. We're not going to sell the phone numbers. No one will ever have them but me, so don't worry about that. You're not going to get sales calls. I hate sales calls as much as everybody else. But we do need a way to get a hold of you if you win. So, again, name, city and state, telephone number. You do need to be a subscriber to the channel to win also. So if you're seeing this and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and then send the information on over. So we look forward to everybody entering, and we're really excited to give away this bike. Now back to the video.
So we're going to set up our parting tool. Needs a new insert. And part this piece off. Alright, so I had a 1-inch twist drill, which is not super accurate, and it's given us just a little bit of a snug fit on here, so I need to get a 1-inch reamer. I don't believe I have one. I'm going to double check and see. This boring bar is too big. I have some other boring bars. I might set up another boring bar. But for repeatability, I really prefer to use like a reamer or something. So I'm going to do a little digging around, see what I got, see if we can get this sized correctly. If not, I'll order a reamer. I was expecting this to not necessarily be a one-day process. I was hoping to get at least the bearings fit today, but let me see if I can come up with the right kind of tooling. Alright, so I gave it a little thought. Instead of opening this up I just warmed it up with a propane torch. It dropped right on, cooled off, and grabbed on, so now it's a good, nice, tight fit, and we still got a nice slip fit for our bearing to slide on the shaft. So I'm going to go ahead and make the top adapter and keep on plugging away. So the top bearing dimension is a little strange, so I dug up one of my smaller boring bars. I'm going to have to bore this inside dimension. I was kind of expecting to have to do this, so it's not a big deal. Just got to get our tooling set up and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so we got our stem. We got both our bearings fit to our stem. So I'm gonna head back over to the bike now. couple of things I'm seeing. This is obviously just loosely mocked on. We need a small spacer underneath the bearing here, which this might not be thick enough. This is the grease seal, but we may give that a try even and see if that's enough, just to space this away from the actual neck in relation to where the bearing goes. So ever so slightly too tight there. Then obviously you can see this is a little too short in relation because the length of the neck is a little bit longer. So my plan for this is we're going to make a new nut. It'll be a thin hex area to tighten down. I don't know, I got to grab my calipers, but let's just say maybe about a 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch of hex. Then we'll turn that hex down to a 1-inch diameter, which will allow us to refit the top clamp. It'll slide down on there, and then these two rear legs, which are threaded in the top, will get extended with some threaded slugs and be able to accept the handlebar clamps in like factory. To me, that's the simplest way to do this. It'll make this basically a complete bolt-on setup that anyone could do in their house once we get it all, you know, dialed in. You know, we'll be able to offer a kit of, you know, the bearing spacers and all that good stuff. So unfortunately, we're not going to get this all done today. I need to make some measurements and order some material, some hex and some different stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop this here, break this into a 2-part video. Probably be better for you guys anyway. I don't know how long I can keep people's attention. So that's where we're at, but you know, it's really relatively simple. I know a lot of people are going to say, what about the wheel, that sort of thing. I haven't really looked into that as of yet. Truthfully, for me, using the Honda wheel is a terrible way to go. You can just swap over to a Harley style wheel. There's a million options. You have a spool option. There's different options with brakes. I mean, 100 different sizes, styles, everything. So I don't know that I'm going to look at adapting the Honda wheel. To me, it's just not a useful, productive way to do it. So that's what I'm thinking for right now. Maybe something will change my mind, but at this point, like I said, we're just going to grab some dimensions, order some material, and come back to this another day. All right, guys, there you have it. Part 1, fitting a Harley Davidson Springer onto a Shadow. Got our dimensions all measured up. I'm going to get some material ordered, and we will see you guys as soon as we get that stuff in stock and get these parts figured out. So don't forget to check out the giveaway bike videos, and we hope to see you next time at Gaddy's Garage.